Okay, listen. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with going to college. Like, broadening the way you think is a very good way of becoming a very, like, a better person at life. Like, there may be situations that come across where, you may be able to, recognize the situation and better control it due to experience and knowledge. Like, that's basically how life works, but not anymore because, now it's just control. I know it's control because majority of the professors got their head so far up their own ass that they don't see the crap that they are spitting at us, because that's all they see is the crap that they know, and it's because they got their heads so far up their ass. Like, it's crazy. Like, how the hell you gonna sit up here and tell me, right? Like, I'm doing this sociological research methods class, right? Now, they say it's hard, but if you have good comprehensive skills, it's not that hard. Now, one of the questions this guy asked me was, what were the units of analysis? Were they appropriate for the research question? That is one of the questions asked in a research article critique part 2, right? Critique part 2. I probably bleh out the words, you know what I mean? Because this is just blowing my whole ish, right? Now, I had originally answered the question, what were the units of analysis, right? If I go to my report, and in my report, I'm studying what somebody else studied. So in their critique, they would have somewhere the analysis, which is why my brain is killing me. Like, it says data analysis. All analysis were executed by, M plus version 731. Like, it's a growth mixture modeling approach, to classify growth trajectories and self-esteem during adolescence. So, this is like, okay, basically, that's the analysis. Like, what type of analysis was used? Like, I read that and explained it, the whole thing, in my own words, right? So, I submitted it. Wrong. Wrong. This guy tells me, because I put the analysis used were M plus version, such and such, It also stated that based on recommendations in the literature, several key fit statistics were used to evaluate the solution. This is relevant to the research, which is about adolescent youth and the triggers to substance abuse, right? This professor said this is not the unit of analysis. He said the term unit of analysis refers to what or whom is being studied. Who or what data is being gathered on. You need to look up this term in the textbook or on the web. So I had to read it again. So I'm looking at the part where it says a growth mixture modeling approach that classifies growth trajectory, self-esteem during adolescence. The adolescence, I'm pretty sure, will be of whom I'm talking about, and I'm so confused as to what this guy with bifocus is trying to tell me I should put that, because he's killing me. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, you don't want me to use the word adolescence? Like, I don't know who else is adolescents. Are dogs adolescents? Are there adolescent cats and frogs or turtles? Please explain to me who the hell is the adolescents, because I am so confused right now. It is killing me inside, and I want a copy of this. I cannot let this go. Like, I can't. What are you talking about? What? Who or what data is being gathered on? I can't do this. He's killing me. What? Like I said, and this is relevant to the research, which is about adolescent youth and the triggers to substance abuse. So, I'm so confused. Like, I have to be specific on adolescent youth. You are a professor? You have a doctorate. And you're telling me to dumb down adolescent youth? What are you telling me? Like, I'm so confused. But to satisfy this retard's ego, I did just that, because I'm just that fucking great. But he doesn't deserve. I said the research question is asking, does neglect, adverse child rearing contribute to adolescent substance abuse? The units of analysis used were surveys taken by adolescent students in grades ranging from, these tests were taken more than once at separate times, stages, to study the trajectories. The units of analysis were specific to the question, which is basically all in page 151. The first paper answers came. Like, my first paper answers came from 153 and 154. Like, I don't know what the hell he wanted me to say. I said that. And in that 6th to 12th grade, I have to fix that, because I knew it was grades, but I forgot which grades it was. But I just know that my brain wasn't registering what the hell he was trying to tell me, because it just sounded so stupid to even ask. Now, the rabbit hole goes so much deeper than that, which is what's really pissing me off, because I answered number two. Number two was the study design cross-sectional or longitudinal, right? Now, cross-sectional basically means that they just go across asking a bunch of people a bunch of questions, and it asks it repeatedly, like in different ways and stuff like that. So basically a cross-sectional, like a cross examination instead of a longitudinal examination. Like a cross examination, an example of that would be like when you take the post office exam and they ask you multiple questions in different ways, but they ask you this over a period of time within one time frame. Instead of it being like, okay, we're going to have you answer these questions during this time, then a separate time, and then another time. Like, nah, they don't do that. It's just specifically that one time, multiple times, like for a period of time. Like, it's just crazy. But they do it like basically once. So this was done in waves 1, 2, and 3. So I already know the answer. It's longitudinal. So the question was simple. The question was, what were the units of analysis? No. Was the study design cross-sectional or longitudinal? That's the question. Was the study designed cross-sectional or longitudinal? It's longitudinal. That it doesn't say explain or any fucking thing. It just asks a simple question. But you gotta put some juice in there. Put some sauce on it. So your boy put some sauce on it. I did. I put come on, refresh. Goddamn. Because the data collected was not all gathered in one point in time, it couldn't be cross-sectional. The data collected had more to do with patterns and changes, which are trajectories, which would mean it's longitudinal, because data was taken at 2 or more points in time. I was just basically using the definitions to answer the question. This mofo said, mentioned that there were several waves of the study. Mentioned the survey by name, National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent to Adult Health. See page 153 of the article in the section that says sample. Did this mofo ask me for any samples? Define the sample. Or tell him, was it cross or longitudinal? No, I'm so confused. Like, what is he talking about? Is he not jealous of me? It sounds like he's jealous of me. It sounds like every Leo or every smart individual comes across this dumb teacher or this dumb person or these idiots co-workers who is just so pissed off at how easily you do things that they gotta find something wrong with it. Bro, you didn't ask me all of this other crap. You didn't ask me what was the longitudinal, like, how did I get to it or anything. You just asked, was it one thing or another, and I defined one thing, canceling it out to prove the other. That's what I did, and I did that, so it didn't look like I just answered the question. But somehow this mofo found something wrong with my shit. And of course, me being who I am, put some sauce on it. Because, when you dealing with retarded people like this, you just got no other choice. So I said, because the data collected was not all gathered in one point in time, it could not be cross-sectional. I kept that there. It was killing me. The National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent to Adult Health data collected had more to do with patterns and change, which is trajectories. I added it because that's what he wanted me to do with his lame ass, which would mean it's longitudinal, because the longitudinal was right there in the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescents. All right, even though data was taken at more than 2 times called waves in the study researched, the data comprised in the present study was taken in wave 3. Now, when I go back to the page that this moron was telling me to go back to, who has a doctrine, the several does not exist. Because if you define several, you retarded mofo, several is more than freaking 3. And I'm pretty sure it did not have several waves. think it not. I think when certain people get doctrines or whatever the case may be, they forget that they had to get it sucking a professor's dick. Like, this dude, this man had to be getting back shots or something. Because, bruh, you cannot say several and be meaning 3 at the same damn time. More than a couple is 3. Several. 7 is several. Multiple times is past 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you hit 7, it's several, bitch. And then after 7, it's more than several. Like, I'm just like in that range of several. Like, even if you go to 6, 7, 8, that's several. But I'm still like stuck on the word several. When what you mean put in 3 put in the fact that it was several waves taken, bruh. They didn't use any of that data from the several waves. If several waves existed, they only used the which this data was comprised of, which was wave 3, which is really why I don't even know why he has a doctrine and why is he teaching somebody like me who is going to be looking at him like he's freaking retarded. And that's what I'm going through right now. And really, technically, I'm on 4, but I'm telling you, if I go any further with this, you're going to be looking at me like, damn, you paid thousands of dollars for this? Oh, bruh, I want a refund. I need my money back. Now, Smokey. Or a bunch of dreadheads is going to be in this motherfucking school lobby tearing shit up because they blowing my shit right now.